wrestling fans. Welcome to week 2 of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast presenting of UK Wrestling Month. Woot woot. And man, oh man, I have a guest today. This young lady is a absolute rising star in the independent wrestling scene. Introduce yourself to my internationally known audience.
Hello, my name is Betty Boa. I'm the most dangerous snake from the Austrian underground.
Ha, ooh, snakes. Snakes are always my favorite thing. So who trained you?
Have you heard of Humongous? He's the CEO of WUW, that's World Underground Wrestling. And that's where I started training in Vienna.
Oh wow. So what kind of advice did he give you that you put into your wrestling style?
He's very supportive with my gimmick. He is a big fan of the snake thing that I do. I think everyone is. I think it's because it suits me very well. It came up during training. Once I moved around like a snake, he said, stop. At first, actually, he said, stop doing this. Why are your legs so snaky? I don't know how to translate this, but at home I thought maybe this is my thing, and so I explained it to him. Why can't I be like this? And why can't I do this like character work? And then he said, well, then make it your gimmick. If you can't remove it, then work it.
That's awesome. So like, is there any independent wrestler that you've been watching on like YouTube or you've seen on Instagram that you've wanted to wrestle with that you haven't had a chance to wrestle with that you're not in that promotion where you're located?
A dream is to wrestle Tekla, the toxic spider. She even started in my wrestling school and she became very famous in stardom in Japan now. And it would be a dream to wrestle against her.
She's actually
And
on my
that's
dream interview list. So if you ever meet her, tell her Joe
really,
Cannon III says he wants wants you to join him on the interview. I'll have a snake and then I'll have a spider. I'll have a full zoo.
yeah, maybe you should ask her what she thinks about it.
I'll have to, if I ever get her on the podcast, I'll name drop you and say I'll take the clip of this interview and put it on the show. Be like, see this young lady right here? She wants to wrestle you. That may happen. The wheels may start turning. You never know. So, do you ever want to wrestle overseas in any other country, and where would that be?
Oh, definitely. Well, another dream is to wrestle in America, in the United States, Florida, Texas, California. All of those are, uh, how to say, big places to be for wrestling. And I even went to wrestling school in Texas and in LA, and it was such an amazing experience to be around professional wrestlers and to learn from them and what they say to you. It's amazing.
Awesome. There's another promotion that you should put on your list. It's in the home state I live in the Keystone State. The promotion is called PPW. Yes.
I will note that down.
Yes, the owner's name is Paul Bow. Such a nice guy. Such a sweetheart. They are based right now out of Hazleton, but they do a lot of shows in Slatington, PA. In the building they do it in, it's really cool. And so like before you go to the show, you could walk on the completely opposite side, and it's like a flea market. You could buy stuff and buy like old pictures of like Coca-Cola and old axes and old like trading cards for WCW and stuff
Oh,
like
I
that.
love
It's so
that.
crazy, and they sell pops, and it's like you can walk, like you go one side and you wrestle, and then the other side you're like, I could buy myself a bunch of pops. Like it's crazy. It's so cool the building and stuff like that.
Which
So
city is that?
what was that?
Which city?
Oh, that is in Slatington, PA, Pennsylvania.
Okay, good to know.
Yes. So what is like your normal like regimen before a show like? Like what is it like your week of a show like?
What do you mean?
Like the build up before a show. Like your training and what is it like for you? What is that like?
Oh, it's just my regular schedule, you mean? I don't do anything special before a show. Maybe the 2 hours before the show are special because I have to get there and I have to do warm up. But during the week, I go to the gym. That's where I come from now. Thanks for rescheduling, by the way. And I go to wrestling training once or twice a week. And well, yeah, I try to have a healthy diet, a balanced life. And right before the show, I am getting ready with my makeup. It takes well um, up to an hour to get ready with my hair and makeup. Now you see me naked in my face. I
Oh,
hope you recognize me.
so
And what?
oh sorry, I keep going now. I was thinking of something. I'm sorry.
And well, after makeup is done, I go to the show mostly. I'm in Vienna with the shows. Um, oh no! Now that I think about it, a few weeks ago I was outside of Vienna. I had to travel a few hours there. That's UKWA Ultimate Combat Wrestling. That was the Catch Cup for the Austrian Championship. It was such an amazing experience. I hope you guys watched me wrestle there. And well, on the way there, uh, in the car, I'm thinking about the show, about who are the fans, how are they gonna react when they see me for the first time. Maybe there will be some fans who have already watched me wrestle. All that's in my head when I'm on the way to a show.
Mm. Let's go way back. What was your energy like in your very first match?
Wow, I was so nervous. I oh my god, my hands were so shaky. I didn't have that feeling for a long time. But my very first wrestling match, it was like a new chapter opened in my life. That was something very new to me. I I was confident in wrestling training, but in front of an audience, it was a special moment. And I was nervous for many days. Now I'm nervous for a few hours before the match, but at my very first match, I was nervous for 7 days.
Oh wow.
And the moment before the match, before I went outside, I just told myself it's a public training. It's a public training. Just calm down. And with that intention, I managed it, and it was fun. And now I'm much more confident, and I really enjoy the audience's reaction and wrestle in front of people.
Awesome. So, what is your favorite food of all time?
Of all time, I change my mind all the time.
Me too.
Right now, I could eat pad thai every day. Do you know that?
What is that?
It's food from Thailand, rice noodles and lots of vegetables, peanuts, and some sweet and sour sauce.
Ooh, yes. I sound that sounds like something I'd be like Count me in. As long as no shellfish in it, count me in. I could eat it. I'm allergic to shellfish. I'll be like, "It's what?"
Oh,
So,
I don't
what is
know. Probably there is in the
yeah, you probably can get a
um
special order with shrimp, but, like, normally, they probably don't put
yeah,
it in there. So, what is your go-to food after a wrestling show?
pizza. It's
Ooh.
a tradition to order pizza.
What
All
is
of
your
us.
what is there by you, what is, like, your favorite pizza place? Like, corporate or non? Which is your favorite? Regular local pizza or, like, the big boys?
The local pizza, of course. Uh, you can't compare the American corporate pizzas to the European ones because Domino's in Europe is not good. It's not. Domino's in America, I really like it, but here, no, I would not recommend. Sorry, Domino's, but
I'm a local. I live in a small town, so I was waiting for you to say a local because 'cause I'm like, "Please." In my head, I'm like, cartoon means like, please let her say local. Please let her say local and not say the big chain, because 'cause I'm all about support your local business, and I'm like, "Please let her say local. Please let her say the local. Don't say big chain." So if do you like ice cream? What's your favorite ice cream?
ooh, I like a combination of dark chocolate and raspberry.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a good combination.
Do you put
But
sprinkles on yours?
raspberry itself and chocolate itself is boring, you know? But the combination, oh, it's so good.
Mm. Do you put, sprinkles and strawberry on it when you whip cream on it and stuff like that, or do you just eat it without all the added stuff?
No, without.
Okay. Um, if there was any young male or female that wanted to get in the wrestling business and they came up to you during the show, like, at the end of the show or, like, intermission, what kind of advice would you give them and why?
Um, would you like to get in the business as a wrestler or promoter, referee,
I mean, like, yeah,
anything?
if they wanted to be like they get in the business what you do, what kind of advice would you give them?
Uh, don't let yourself down after the first training. I don't know if I said that correctly, but I mean, just hang in there. First training is the hardest thing you're probably gonna do in your whole life. I remember my first training. I, my muscles were sore. I could not move at all. And I just challenged myself to say to myself, I can do better. It doesn't make sense to compare yourself to others. Just challenge yourself. And if you want to improve and get better, do it. And you will get better if you stay in training, if you work hard, and just enjoy what you do.
Awesome. I wanna thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for coming on the podcast. And it's so funny that you like, when we changed it to earlier, and I was, like, waking up, and I was like, turn my phone on for the day my phone on, and I was like, "Oh, alright." Alright, it's early. Early is good for me. I could just relax before have to do something else today. But thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it. I would love to have you come back on a future episode. It'd be so much fun to hang out with you again and hear what you're doing. I'm Joe Panther the third,
And I'm Betty Boa.
and we will catch you in the next one.